This morning here on Jersey Magazine, on our Greetings from the Garden State segment, we're going undercover, specifically a private investigation company that is very, very unique. Mike, tell us about him.
So we're talking about B. Lauren Investigations, Barry Kroll and Jen Rosant. Barry owns this private investigator firm, which I didn't even know that you could talk about being a private investigator. I thought that was really the name of the game, was keeping it under wraps. But Barry and Jen have this new podcast that just launched called Private Eyes, where they kind of share some of the stories, names redacted, of course, of kind of their experiences being female private investigators. And they're just like a fun couple of ladies, and we were talking about some of the past things that they've done, some disguises that they sometimes wear. Jen told me that she has one that makes her look exactly like me. The shirt that I was wearing, she's like, I have that exact shirt, and I could look like you if I really wanted to. It was really cool because we've never done anything like that before on the show, and just to kind of get a glimpse into what the private investigation world is really like was pretty cool.
You know, you watch private investigators on television, and there's a certain image that you have. And usually I'm not thinking women when I do this.
No, definitely
Um,
not. Yeah, it's certainly a stereotyped industry, I would say, like former law enforcement, kind of like grizzled detective gets out of the game and goes on his own to do his own thing. But neither Barry nor Jen have prior law enforcement experience. They just started in the industry. I think Barry's been in it for about 20 years. Jen's been in it for about 9, I think she said. And it's just a matter of, staying on your targets and watching the people, and then conveying that back to your clients, and also in some cases being testifying in court and being witnesses and different things like that. So there's a lot that goes into it, but they definitely break the mold when it comes to private investigation and all the stereotypes that kind of are attached to that.
And if I'm not mistaken, Barry actually got her job. She applied more or less as an office administrative assistant.
Yeah.
And the woman who was there was dyslexic and had difficulty doing certain tasks as a result of that. So she started doing that and got more and more into the business. And went, wow, I think I like this. And then Jen comes from a sales background, which is
Yeah.
probably light years from what you would think about a private investigator.
Yeah, for sure. And they were actually high school friends. And then they were good friends in high school, got disconnected, over time. And Barry had been with this firm for a while and then ultimately took it over. And then with Jen, she just put out a thing on Facebook, and was like, hey, I'm looking for a new job. Like, I'm disenchanted with my current role in sales. I mean, I could tell you about that if, of my own personal experience. But, looking for something else. And Jen reached out, or excuse me, Barry reached out, and she said that Jen was the one, again, that said that she could look like me if she really wanted to. She's like, she has a very moldable look, and I can make her look like anything I want. And it just kind of worked out. And they both have said that they're both living their dream right now, which is pretty cool to see.
And I would imagine that there's a lot of downtime because you're sitting waiting for something to happen. But the adrenaline rush,
Yeah.
once you realize, hey, we have something here, must be incredible.
Yeah, it is. I asked, one of the questions that I asked them was, what's the longest you've stayed on like a job, like watching someone? And we clarified that, how much time did you spend actually like sitting outside someone's house in a car? I think Jen said that she was in a car once for like 16 hours. And now think about it, like, you can't get out, you can't go to the bathroom, you can't go grab something to eat, you can't do anything like that. So you just have to sit and wait. So when that moment does arise, obviously you got to be ready to rock and roll. And there is that rush of excitement. But I was like, do you ever get like DoorDash delivered to the car? And they're like, actually, yeah, we do that all the time because it is tough to just sit there, for hours and hours on end waiting for someone to show up. But they also talk about how, in kind of like a weird, fun kind of way, like if the person they're targeting is going to the beach, they're going to the beach. If they're going to a nice restaurant, they're going to the nice restaurant. So there are kind of like these kind of odd little perks that pop up here and there with the job as well. So not only do you have the downtime of waiting for someone and the rush of the excitement of actually trailing somebody, but you get to maybe go have a nice dinner every now and then too.
So it's Behind the Scenes with B. Lauren Investigations coming up this week on Greetings from the Garden State. You can check it out with Mike Ham at greetingsfromthegardenstate.com. This one sounds like a good one, Mike. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Jim.